In today's video, I'll be flying a member requested flight from Edinburgh to Madeira in the Jet2 Boeing 737-800 on VATSIM. Brilliant, let's take a look at the flight plan here, the front of Edinburgh Airport. So today we are Chanex 735 Yankee. We are a 737-800, but cruising stay flight level, it says 220. Obviously we're going to step climb along the way up to flight level 34, and then 34 again, 34, 35. So yeah, 34, 34, 34, 35. We will step climb to our final cruising altitude. We're taking 175 passengers today. Goss Index is 5, and we're departing runway 06 on the Gossam 1 Delta departure, and arriving at the moment into Madeira on runway 23 Lidro 1 Papa arrival. And then this is our flight plan for the day. We do have a headwind, so flight time is 3 hours and 48 minutes. Quite long for a Madeira, so the way back should be quite a bit quicker. But we're not doing the way back, but anyway. Right, let's get straight into the flight deck then and get this aircraft loaded. So here we are, everyone, in the flight deck of the 737-800. Let's get it all switched on. So we can go to the overhead panel as always and switch on the battery light. Sorry, the battery. And then we're going to switch on the ground power. We're now going to switch on the IRSs to nav and then come left to right. So we're going to set this to ground power, IFE, utility both on. That's all good there. And emergency exit lights to arm, chime and seat belts to on, and then window heats can also be switched on like so. Cruising stay flight level 35 at the end, and that's all good there. Lights are set to steady. Coming down to the pedestal, we do have ATC. It's on 118705, so we're going to select a Unicom first, and then we're also going to select tower 118705. So 118, and then select. That's quite nice for Friday morning to have ATC. To be honest, I did not expect that. So 118705 is set. We're going to set this to 2000 for now, and then that's all set to TA. That would do. And if we go to the data link page and FMC page, we'll get all that loaded up. Head to the electronic flight bag. Request data from SimBrief. Having a look then at our META, it's currently 0608 knots, cloud and visibility is okay, and it's 21 degrees, QNH 1020. So we'll set all that when we can. We'll go to our tablet, go to GSX, and then GSX menu, request boarding. There we go, boarding has been requested. And now we're going to start filling in everything in our FMC. Firstly though, we'll select QNH 1020. Is that on both sides? That is on both sides. 1020. Nice. And then position in it. I forgot to update the air rack. It changed like yesterday or something. Navigraph's up to date for the SimBrief flight plan, just not the actual FMC. So hopefully it doesn't cause us too many issues. Echo Golf Papa Hotel is the... And then pop that in there. Flight plan request, SimBrief route, set payload, set fuel, and then select the route. In it comes. Now we are going to request PDC. It doesn't say they have it available at this airport, but I want to try and request it anyway. So we'll do a ATS departure clearance, and we'll get that ready in a second. And we'll load in that route and quickly type in Echo Golf Papa Hotel into ATC Centre, and then we'll stand 2. So we'll get that all ready. Nice. And then, like I said earlier on, we are on the departure runway 06, and it's the Gossad 1 Delta departure. We'll execute that, and then what I'll do is I'll show you all the departure outfits today. So initial climb or transition, sorry, is 7,000 feet. According to the ATIS, it says transition level 70. This says 6,000, but it's 70 today, so ignore that one. 1 Delta, we've got speed max 250 knots below, flight level 100 unless otherwise authorised. And then we're basically departing out of here, then swinging it to the left behind us, and then we're going to be flying all the way to Gossam, where we'll be at 6,000 feet. It says do not climb above 6,000 until instructed by ATC. So we've only got tower, so they won't clear us up to that point. Anyway, they'll probably send us over to Unicom the second we take off. But yeah, there's our departure route for reference. Perfect. Now go to the Perfect page. 0 fuel weight, reserves 1, cost index was, I believe, 5. It's 5. Cost index 5, cruising safe flight level 220, and obviously we'll do our step climbs as we go up, and now we can do our takeoff performance. So weight and balance, nope, performance tool, runway 06, OFP, aircraft, weather, and calculate. So we have takeoff 1, select temperature 31 degrees, and it's takeoff 1, brilliant. Flaps are going to be flap 5. Set that in there. There's our trim, and then which is also matches here 151, 152, 156, which all matches up, which is brilliant. So we're going to set 156 here on the indicated airspeed. Flight director left, flight director right, LNAV, VNAV, and then we're also going to select runway heading 060, so that's all ready, and then transition flight level is 7,000, but we're going to select 6,000 for now, just in case any ATC does come online for us. Brilliant. Not much else we can do now until boarding has completed. Passengers, I believe, hello, they're boarding via the jet bridge. So what we'll do is we'll switch on the fuel pump and we'll start up the APU just so we can get some aircon in for the passengers. There we go. And what I also want to do is just have a quick look at the airport elevation for Funchal, which is 191. So we're going to set 200 for our landing. Actually, no, we'll set 150. Okay, so interesting one. vPilot for some reason isn't giving me any audio. I've just checked all the settings, everything is as usual, including the output in both volume and vPilot. So I've disconnected from VATSIM because I'm not getting any audio from the controller or vPilot itself. It's not the controller's fault, it seems to be vPilot's issue. So I don't know if there's a bug with the voice server or something, but I'll disconnect for now just so we can get on the way. I'll try and fix it during the flight and then connect back up again during the flight at some time. But yeah, for some reason I could see the controller was responding to my clearance, but I couldn't actually hear it, which is very, very interesting. So without further ado, we shall get on with the actual departure now without ATC on VATSIM, unfortunately, so sorry about that. We're going to switch this to the APU gen. We're going to switch off the packs. So, oh god, stop zooming in. Packs off, isolation valve to open, and APU bleed on. If we go to the tablet, we are now going to go to the GSX tab, and then GSX menu, operate the stairs. So the stairs should be disappearing. And we'll also operate the jetway as well. GSX menu, operate jetway, there we go. Release the ground power, yes, see if it can do that for us. And then we shall also prepare for pushback and departure in a sec. We should have really shut the door beforehand, actually. Ground operations, doors, close up all the doors. And we'll also release the ground power. Cool, and then back to GSX, prepare for pushback and departure. And then it should push us back soon. There we go. Loads of stairs are just removing itself. Shouldn't be too long. And then we'll switch on the beacon light and get going. Off to runway 06 while I try and also figure out as to why, for some weird reason, the vPilot wasn't working for us. It's always something with flight sim. It's never just log in and fly. There's always something. Let's be honest. There we go. So nose has been lifted up. We're now going to switch on the anti-collision light for us. And we're going to want nose left out of here, pushing onto Echo. And actually the aircraft who was next to us, the Ryanair, has also just started pushing back as well. Funny enough. Make sure this is on TA, which it is. We'll leave it on TA. Go back to the tab. So nose left. And, the chocks are in position. Remove the chocks.
Release parking brakes, please.
And now let's release our parking brakes. Ignition start engine 2. and ground. There we have it. So engine 2 is going to start up nicely now. Oh, it's a bit of a blurry. There we go. It's a bit of a blurry winglet, wasn't it? Not a great livery. Oh yeah, the member who requested this flight asked for it to be in the split scimitar, is that how you pronounce it, winglets. Unfortunately, it didn't work. I did install the livery, but it wasn't high detail compatible, and there isn't one that's high detailed compatible, unfortunately. But I did try. So unfortunately, in the blended winglets, so I do apologise about that. What is that thing? Can anyone tell me what that is? I've never noticed that before. In an engine. Don't know what that is. Is it in the other one? Oh yeah. Don't know what that is. Never noticed that before.
Please set parking brakes.
Parking brake set.
Locking gear.
Lovely, let's start up number 1. Lovely day in Edinburgh. Actually, it's a lovely day in pretty much all of the UK. Really lovely. Got this massive heat wave at the moment. It's lasting forever. And for the first time in God knows how long, the UK actually has a summer, which is quite rare. Actually quite rare. There we go. Fuel flow in. Beautiful sounds. Beautiful. Brilliant.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Thank you. Great, so we heard the click. Engine 1, Engine 2 have both stabilised and started up nicely. So back to the overhead panel. Switches to both. Gen 1, Gen 2, APU off. Both of these can go as continuous. Generator 1 up here. Probe heats on. Electrics. Packs can go to auto. And also this to auto here. Wait for the ground staff to disappear, and then we will set the taxi lights and runway turn-off lights. For now, we're going to select flaps 5. There we go, flaps 5 is being set. Great, so ground service vehicles have disappeared. We're going to switch on runway turn-off light and taxi lights, and our trim is 5.77, so let's set that one. I love that sound of the trim. Full left, check. Full right. Check. Let's see if we have it here actually. Yes. Full up. Full down. Full rudder left. Full rudder right. Excellent. Brilliant. Right. Parking brakes. Released. A bit of thrust. And we're going to taxi to runway 06 via Echo and Alpha. Bit more thrust by the sounds of it. Kick it in. Good, nice. Alrighty everyone, so we are nearly at runway 06, and do you know what? I'm not flown over Edinburgh for ages, but it looks really, really pretty. Look at the solar panels. I used to remember this aircraft being really, really bad at performance, but do you know what? It's not too bad today anyway. I don't think it's just because, well, God knows. Anyway, landing lights on. We're going to switch on the strobe lights. Come on, landing lights. There we go. Found the click spot. Have it. And TARA, we're also going to switch on weather and turbulence. Weather, beautiful, and we are set to go. Let's line up and go to Madeira. And we'll set the clock in a second. We'll arm auto thrust as well. Line her up. Nice. Start the clock and let's set 40%. Stable. Toga. Let's go. $80 knots checked. take.
Great.
Gear up. There we have it. We are off. See you later, Edinburgh. And left-hand turn. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's switch in the autopilot, plug it in, there we go, Command A, LNAV and VNAV N1. And we'll switch off the auto brake. It's a bit bumpy now. Lovely bridges here. Really beautiful. Flaps 2. Flaps 1. Joe, I always find Edinburgh a little bit windy to arrive in and take off from, to be fair. And flaps up. Now the flaps are up, we're going to switch off our runway turn-off lights, landing lights and whatnot. See if we see Edinburgh behind us. There it is. And now, yeah, we have no ATC, so actually let's set this all the way up to our cruise for now of 220. There we have it. Nice. When is it that we actually step climb? I can't quite remember. When we get to TRN, we're going to fly for 340 by TRN. So I don't think that's that far, actually. No, yeah, TRN's right there. So in actual fact, we can set it all the way up to 3.4. So that's where we're going to be step climbing up to. So 340 all the way. In actual fact, we'll go direct TRN. So then, we'll get that one done. Well, there we have it, everyone. We are now on our way to Madeira. I've been there for 3 minutes. I will catch you all closer to Madeira. Enjoy the video and the flight. And I'll see you all very shortly. Hello everyone and welcome back to the flight deck. So we have been flying for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's that time in the video where we start planning for our arrival into Madeira. Now, sorry to disappoint everyone, today it's not runway 05, it's runway 23, as according to the meta, we're landing on runway 23 today, so it's a much more simplified approach. So today we're on the Lidro 1 Papa arrival, arriving RNAV to runway 23 via the PLM transition. So as you can see, it's very simple. We come over Porto Santo and then we arrive straight into runway 23. Obviously it is RNAV, so it is all visual. But fun fact, I've never actually arrived on this side of the runway, always the other. So we shall see well, it should be much easier, to be honest. It's none of that, you know, turning around into the runway. So we shall see. Looking at the charts then. Here we go. So we need to be at 4,000 feet or 3,000 feet by PLM. So we're going to set 3,000 in the altitude bug. So that's all ready to go down. There we go. 3,000 feet is set. And then we'll start planning this into the FMC. So on nav 2-3. It wasn't alpha or anything, was it? It was just the normal RNAV. Okay, transition via PLM. And it was the Lidra 1 Papa arrival. We'll execute that. Come here, no discontinuities, which is good. We're going to set flap 30 for arrival and 153 and auto brake 3. There we have it. Well, that is everything planned for the descent into Madeira. As you can see, it's all programmed. If you have a look at descent, it's not until 2:19, which is in about 45 minutes, so not too bad at all. Lovely guys, I will catch you all on our descent. Welcome to the flight deck, everyone. So we are now on our approach into runway 23, not far away at all. We've got our speed reduced to 180 knots and we're currently around 5-6 miles out from the runway, about 7, actually no, not that quick, about 7 or 8 miles out from the runway itself. We're going to reduce our speed down to 160 knots and select flaps 5. Speed brake is armed and auto brake is set to 3. Not too far out at all. All of our lights are on and our start switches are set to continuous. And there's anyone else. There's one aircraft on the ground, but they're not anywhere near the runway, so not a hazard to us. Not a hazard. Brilliant. So haven't got the runway in sight just yet. Hopefully it comes into sight shortly. It's a bit of a low cloud around today. Okay, we're going to select flaps 10. And now our final land speed, which is 150 plus 5, so we're looking for 155. Here's our final land speed. We're now going to drop the landing gear and select flaps 15. And autopilot disconnect.
2500.
Nice. And select flaps 25. Runway is in sight. And now we're also going to select flaps 30. Let's just trim it. Madeira traffic, Chanex 735 Yankee, 3 mile final for runway 23 Madeira traffic. We're slightly above profile here, so let's just get ourselves down. Flight directors off. What's the chances of that? The ATC has just come on. Hopefully they don't contact us, since we can't really contact them now. They should hopefully let us arrive.
Minimum.
Continue. Hey, also thrust disconnected. I'll control that one.
$1,000.
Feels so weird arriving from the other direction. I'm like, when do I turn?
Terrain, pull up.
Oh, I don't want that.
Terrain, pull up.
We'll be fine.
Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up. Terrain, pull up.
100, 50, 30, 20, 10.
Touchdown. Reverse green. Decel. Okay, 60 knots, manual braking. Here, but I've got 2 aircraft on the ground. The next taxiway here will start up the APU. It was a nice touchdown, to be fair, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll let you know the landing rate in 2 seconds. Oh, there's ATIS here. Literally, as soon as we arrive, we get ATC. What's the chances of that? Nice, so bring up the flaps. And we can now bring in the landing lights, runway turn flights, taxi lights. Strobe lights off. Madeira traffic. Chenex 735 Yankee vacated 23 Madeira traffic. And now we choose a stand. So if we go to the tablet here, GSX, select from map, we can choose, I don't know, let's choose this one. Select. Request follow me, no. And let's use ground force, there they are. And we'll turn off the taxi lights. Well, there we have it. That was a really, really lovely flight. Landing rate was -151, so not bad at all. It was 3 hours and 48 minutes altogether. APU generators can come on. I should switch off the bleed, sorry. And slow it down here. Swing it to the right. Brilliant, and park and brake set, engine 1 and 2 cut off, and then we'll go to GSX menu, request deboarding, anti-collision light off, seatbelts off, and we'll switch off these fuel pumps here, and APU bleed and isolation valve to on, so we can get some aircon in the cabin. And there we have it, everybody. Welcome to Funchal in Madeira. What a lovely flight we had down here, very smooth sailing, nothing crazy going on. If you would like to have your flight requests seen on the channel, then if you become a member of the channel on Economy Plus or higher, you get your prioritised flight requests. All information will be in the link in the description below under join. And there we have it. We have arrived safe and sound. Guys, I will catch you all in the next full flight video or live stream. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.